This is my Tesla Model Y Juniper, long range premium. And I absolutely love this car. I have no regrets getting it. But when Tesla announced the new performance model, man, that thing is hot. All the things about it on the outside that I like. I like the new wheels. I like the red caliper covers. I like the fin in the back. And I even like the black covering over the mirrors. All of it. Now, I know I can't wave a magic wand and magically turn my long range into a performance, but I can take some steps to make it look as much like a performance as possible, because I'm absolutely happy with what's going on the inside of this car and what it can do. It's highly performant as it is, but I want to kick it up a notch and make the outside look a little bit more like performance. I have 4 products. I'll let you judge how it works out. Let's get into it. Now, the first thing that we're going to address in making my car look as much like a performance as possible, and that is the side mirrors. The side mirrors on the performance are gloss black. On the normal premium, they are the color of the car, which for me is red. And I have a product here which is exactly what I was looking for. These are shell covers for the mirrors that are in gloss black, and these are from a company called EV Base. In fact, I reached out to them and told them about the project that I was working on, and I said, I want black covers, and they didn't have any. All that they offered on their site that I could find was carbon fiber, and that's fine, but for going for the performance look, I wanted gloss black, and they didn't have them. So they said, hold on a second, let's take a look. And in about an hour, they came back to me and said, we found the gloss, and we're going to get those to you, which is exactly what I want. So they come with the 2 shells, come with some 3M tape. It should just be a matter of putting the tape on the inside, cleaning off the mirror, and getting them stuck on. Let's get that done. We have the tape on. Just a matter of getting it stuck on here. Okay, here we go. Black mirror cover is on. Just got to do the other side. Now that the mirror covers are on, we're going to tackle the next thing on the list, and that's this. This is a new rear spoiler, carbon fiber, that should look a lot like the performance spoiler. Let's take a look. All right, here it is. Here is the carbon fiber spoiler. We have our 3M tape. It's made out of a real carbon fiber, and what's cool about it is the ends. This is not just a flat spoiler. The ends actually flare down, very much like the new Performance Model Y and Model YL. So it's just going to be a matter of getting this thing positioned using the adhesive tape. They do provide some tape and some additional 3M if you need it, but just a matter of getting it positioned on the car and getting it stuck on. All right, here's our spoiler. Let's just do a dry fit here. That looks actually pretty good. Okay, hit the area with some isopropyl alcohol. I do have PPF on this, so isopropyl alcohol is just fine. And then I hit it with the adhesion promoter. I took my time to try to make sure that it didn't go outside the lines. Next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and stick this guy on. And there's a couple of ways that we can do this. And it looks like the way that this works here, we've got a large strip of tape here. We've got a couple strips in the middle and on the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and start peeling back a little bit of the edges here, at least enough to get a pigtail like this that I can grab onto. Do the same thing here as well. This will make it so it doesn't like all suck itself down all at once. Now we've got these pigtails. I'm going to go ahead and just use our reference marks here. Get this guy lined up. That looks good. Let's go ahead and start peeling this off, sliding this on. Put a lot of focus on the corners because I had a spoiler on my last Model Y, and it's the corners that tend to want to peel up. So we want to make sure we get a good amount of down pressure. All right, you can see the spoiler is on, and I put a whole bunch of tape on this guy to really help hold it down. But it's probably overkill with focus on the corners here. But spoiler's on. With the spoiler, you gotta wait a little bit longer because you probably shouldn't drive for about 24 hours. Give this tape a good amount of time to cure and secure to your car. Good 24 hours should do it. But for now, this gives us time to move on to the other two things we need to get done. Now, the next step in my transformation process has to do 100% in the wheels. Matter of fact, there's two things we're going to be doing with the wheels. And the first one, to make it look like a performance, are these caliper covers. And these are also from EV Base. There are a set for the front. There's also a set for the back. Obviously, both sides. They give you stickers to make that Tesla logo on the side, whether it be white or black. I'm going to go with the white myself. Now, putting these on requires us to take off the wheel, obviously, but once we do that, putting these on, from what I can tell, shouldn't be too difficult. All right, we've got to look inside here. We've got our factory caliper cover. We've got our greaser there. The cover is going to go right over top of that. Here's our cover. It's going to go on just like that. We've got some hardware on the front and back we need to mount. You should not be able to budge. This thing is on solid. All right, front wheel is done. Got to move to the back. We'll show you that here in a second because the process is a little bit different. You can already see the caliper covers make this wheel look so much better than that silver. I'm not a huge fan of these wheels, but I got to answer for that. Stick around. Now, the rear calipers go on a little bit differently. They've got these brackets that are L4, labeled L4, that's the left side, and L5, and they're designed to kind of tuck in right in here. The caliper covers are screwed on tight. I think they look absolutely awesome. Definitely the performance look I'm going for, but we have one more thing that we need to cover. Let's get to that. Now, as I said earlier in this video, I'm not a fan of the Juniper wheels. They're better than the previous generation, but still not where it needs to be, and they certainly don't look like a performance. So in order to address that, you have to deal with wheel covers. And I have a wheel cover here that is strikingly similar to the performance wheels that come on that car. In fact, side by side, this thing looks almost identical. Now, the performance wheels, these are actually, the silver part is part of the wheel, and these black inserts come out, but this is all one cover. But if you're planning on leaving these on, they're gonna look pretty close to what it's actually going to look like. And they're really easy to install. Basically, all you have to do is take the old wheel covers off. They're a little different this time. You basically just work your finger around each side, popping them off. They'll come right off. And then just line up the air inflate hole there, pop them on. That's all you gotta do. All right, the process of transforming my car to a performance-ish is complete. Let's take a look at how everything turned out. So here we go with the black mirror covers. They're gloss black, just like the performance. I will admit that they were a little tricky to put on with all of the 3M adhesive in here, but once you kind of got it stretched out and put on, it looks really nice. 100% coverage of the red. I actually have now some plastic protection for my mirrors. There's actually some PPF under here as well if I ever want to peel this off, but I think they look great. They look just like the performance. I don't know that anybody could tell. Now let's check out the spoiler and how it turned out. And I can tell you that this thing looks incredible. From what I can tell from all of the photos, I haven't actually seen a performance in person. This spoiler is pretty much spot on. Everything from the carbon fiber to these little downturns on the edges. I love this look. I've always liked the performance look, and I think this fits really well. Finally, let's check out what we did down here in the wheels. You can see we've got our red caliper covers peeking through these wheel covers. I think they look awesome. Definitely like the performance. And these wheel covers for my 19-inch wheels, even though they're not the larger wheels that you get on the performance, they do really look an awful lot like the performance wheels that you get from Tesla. All right, there you have it. 4 things from EV Base that I use to turn my long-range Model Y Premium into looking as much like a performance as I could. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And if you're looking to pick up any of these products, I'll leave links in the description below, including a link to those mirror covers that just simply weren't available until now. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate you going down there and tapping that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscriptions are always welcome. And if you're looking to pick up a Tesla of your own, even a performance one, I would highly recommend it. make sure you start that process out by using a referral link. Use any referral link you want, but if you want to start that process with iowateslaguy.com, that would be great. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you on the next one.